Hello, and welcome to today's video. If you're tuning in, chances are you're looking for ways to alleviate stress, release tension, and bring more peace into your life. In a world that moves faster every day, it's easy to become overwhelmed by all the noise and chaos around us. The demands of work, relationships, and even our inner expectations can leave us feeling exhausted, anxious, and disconnected from ourselves. But what if I told you there's a simple, powerful tool you can use to transform this stress, to release the heavy weight you're carrying, and to find more peace within? That tool is mindfulness. Now, you might have heard of mindfulness before, perhaps it's been mentioned in a book, or you've seen posts about it on social media, or maybe even tried it yourself once or twice. But mindfulness is much more than just a buzzword or a fleeting trend. It's a life-changing practice that has the power to shift your mindset, relieve stress, and restore balance to your life. Through mindfulness, we learn to be present, to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment, and most importantly, to let go of the things that no longer serve us. In today's video, we're going to dive deep into the art of letting go. We'll explore how mindfulness can help us release the tension and stress that accumulate in our minds and bodies, and we'll discover practical ways to incorporate mindfulness into your daily routine. By the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of how mindfulness can be used as a tool to free yourself from stress and tension, both mentally and physically. What is mindfulness? Before we get into the specifics of how mindfulness helps us release stress, let's first define what mindfulness really is. Simply put, mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment. It's about paying attention to the here and now, without being distracted by past worries or future concerns. It's about observing your thoughts, feelings, and sensations without reacting to them. This practice allows you to break free from the constant mental chatter that often leads to stress and anxiety. But mindfulness isn't just about being aware of your thoughts, it's also about cultivating a non-judgmental awareness of everything happening around you. It's learning to approach life with curiosity, acceptance, and an open heart. When we practice mindfulness, we stop trying to control or fix everything, and instead, we allow ourselves to experience life as it is. This mindset can help us navigate difficult emotions and situations with grace and ease, rather than becoming overwhelmed by them. Stress and tension, the body and mind connection now. Let's talk about stress and tension, those feelings that seem to creep into our lives, even on our best days. Stress is often triggered by external factors like work pressures, deadlines, or personal challenges. But did you know that stress doesn't just live in our minds? It affects our bodies too. When we experience stress, our bodies go into a heightened state of alertness, our heart rate increases, our muscles tense, and our breathing becomes shallow. This is the body's natural fight or flight response, which is designed to help us react quickly to perceived threats. While this response is useful in short bursts, prolonged stress can have negative effects on both our physical and mental health. Chronic stress can lead to a range of issues like headaches, muscle tension, fatigue, digestive problems, and even more serious conditions like heart disease or high blood pressure. Mentally, stress can cause anxiety, depression, and a general feeling of being overwhelmed. Mindfulness, however, offers a different way to deal with stress. Instead of fighting against it or ignoring it, mindfulness allows us to acknowledge and accept the stress we're feeling and then release it. It helps us step out of the cycle of stress and tension by teaching us to focus on the present moment, where we have the power to let go of the past and stop worrying about the future. How mindfulness helps us release stress and tension. So, how exactly does mindfulness help us release stress and tension? Let's break it down into a few key points. Awareness of the present moment. The first step in releasing stress is becoming aware of it. Often, we carry stress around without even realizing it. It becomes a background noise that we're so used to that we don't notice it anymore. Mindfulness helps us tune into the present moment, bringing our attention to how we're feeling physically and emotionally. By simply noticing where we're holding tension in our bodies or what thoughts are making us anxious, we can start to let go of what no longer serves us. For example, when we sit quietly and close our eyes, we might notice tension in our shoulders or a tightness in our chest. By observing these sensations without judgment or the need to fix them, we can begin to relax and release the tension. This awareness is the first step toward creating space for peace and relaxation. Non-reactivity. One of the core principles of mindfulness is non-reactivity. This means that we don't immediately act on our thoughts or emotions, but instead, we give ourselves the space to observe them. When we're stressed, it's easy to react quickly. We might snap at someone, make impulsive decisions, or retreat into our own thoughts. However, this only adds to our stress. Mindfulness teaches us to pause before reacting. When we feel stress rising, we can take a moment to breathe, acknowledge the feeling, and choose a more thoughtful response. This practice not only helps reduce stress in the moment, but it also creates a sense of control and empowerment over our emotional reactions. Acceptance. Stress often arises from our resistance to things we can't control. We might stress over an upcoming event, a difficult conversation, or a situation that feels overwhelming. When we resist these things, we only intensify our stress. Mindfulness teaches us to accept things as they are, without trying to change or avoid them. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up or resigning ourselves to a situation. It means acknowledging the reality of the present moment and allowing ourselves to experience it fully. For instance, if you're feeling stressed about work, mindfulness encourages you to recognize the stress and accept that it's a natural response to the situation. By accepting the feeling, you take away its power over you, and you can begin to let it go. Mindful breathing. One of the simplest and most effective ways to reduce stress is through mindful breathing. When we're stressed, our breath often becomes shallow and rapid, which only increases our feelings of anxiety. Mindful breathing, on the other hand, helps us slow down and focus on our breath, calming the nervous system and reducing stress. A great technique to try is deep belly breathing. Start by inhaling deeply through your nose for a count of 4, allowing your belly to rise as you fill your lungs with air. Hold for a moment, then exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 4. Repeat this process for several minutes, focusing only on your breath. As you do this, imagine each inhale bringing in peace and calm, and each exhale releasing tension and stress. Body scan meditation. Another powerful mindfulness technique for releasing tension is body scan meditation. This practice involves mentally scanning your body from head to toe, paying attention to any areas of tension or discomfort. As you focus on each part of your body, you can consciously relax and release any tightness. Start by lying down in a comfortable position and taking a few deep breaths. Begin with your head and slowly work your way down to your toes, noticing how each part of your body feels. If you come across an area of tension, breathe into it and imagine the tension melting away as you exhale. This practice can be incredibly soothing and helps release both physical and mental stress. Cultivating compassion. One of the most beautiful aspects of mindfulness is its ability to foster compassion, both for ourselves and others. Stress often stems from a harsh inner critic or feelings of inadequacy. Mindfulness helps us soften these judgments and treat ourselves with kindness and understanding. You can cultivate self-compassion by speaking to yourself the way you would speak to a close friend. When you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed, remind yourself that it's okay to feel this way, and offer yourself words of encouragement. This practice helps release the pressure we put on ourselves and allows us to let go of the stress that comes from perfectionism or self-criticism. Letting go of expectations. Lastly, mindfulness helps us release the stress that comes from unrealistic expectations. We often set high standards for ourselves, which can lead to feelings of disappointment or frustration when we don't meet them. Through mindfulness, we learn to let go of these rigid expectations and embrace the present moment as it is. Instead of worrying about what's next or comparing ourselves to others, mindfulness encourages us to focus on what we're doing right now. By releasing the need for everything to be perfect, we create space for peace and contentment in our lives. Conclusion. In today's world, stress and tension are inevitable, but how we respond to them is within our control. Mindfulness offers us a powerful toolkit for releasing stress and tension, allowing us to live with more peace, presence, and acceptance. By practicing awareness, non-reactivity, acceptance, mindful breathing, body scans, and self-compassion, we can create a calmer, more centered life. So, the next time you find yourself feeling overwhelmed by stress, remember the power of mindfulness. Take a deep breath, be present, and let go of the tension. You deserve to experience life with ease and tranquility. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you found it helpful, and I encourage you to explore mindfulness as a way to release stress and create more peace in your life. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content on mindfulness and personal growth. See you in the next video.